Hello, good morning and welcome to Business. My name is Sandra Esina. A leading marketing company, Gual, has signed a joint operating agreement with international oil giants ExxonMobil to start exploration of crude oil within the deep water Cape 3 Points area. The agreement is a requirement under Ghana's petroleum laws, which reserves 5% of the total stake to a local company.
The due diligence alone took about 5 months. They were coming from America, they were coming from all over Africa to do all the background checks, the video conferences, and at a point in time we thought we were losing out. But somehow they came back and said, no guys, we have picked you, and then if the government will agree. Luckily, His Excellency the President agreed to this, and then the energy minister signed today. So I must say, Guel has a future, because we've been dreaming of going to the upstream. I think we made the first step in 2004. When ExxonMobil came knocking, we took up the chance. They did all the due diligence. They had about 30 companies, private entities competing because of the requirements of the local content law. So they needed the local content or the local partner to take up the 5% commercial interest. So looking at our books, doing all the background checks, they've agreed that it should be Ghana Oil Company Limited. So we have to form an offshore company. So it's known as Guel Offshore Limited. They are actually going to be the frontliners. Guel as a group will be using our balance sheet, our expertise, but it's the Guel Offshore that's going to do being partnership with ExxonMobil. As you recall, ExxonMobil is one of the largest oil marketing companies in the world. They are big in upstream. They are in Nigeria, they are in Senegal, they are in Mauritius, Mozambique, Angola, all over Africa, and the whole world. They are noted to be one of the best. So today we are excited that we're going to partner such a giant. And then the most important thing is the learning process. It is not so much about the stake now, because today we have only 5%. It is not the stake. It is the learning process, the skill that's going to bring. And then we will have the opportunity to train our young ones. They've graciously agreed that they have training schools all over Africa.
All right, so a Joy Business survey in collaboration with IPOLGA.com on the expected impact of the 2019 budget has revealed little or no effect on the life of the ordinary Ghanaian. 39% of the respondents on the scale of 1 to 5 gave the budget 1, which is the lowest so far. We have more in this Business Desk report.
The poll was put together by Joy Business in collaboration with IPOLGA, a polling and research application that deploys modern mobile technology to get the citizens' views on the 2019 budget statement and its impacts on their lives. It sampled 180 respondents, with 58% of the respondents found in the Greater Accra region. Examining 10 questions related to the 2019 budget, 24% of the respondents believe the 2019 budget will not solve the fundamental questions facing the Ghanaian economy, while 21% of the respondents believe otherwise. On the main economic issue that government needs to address, 42% of the respondents believe government should deal with the unemployment situation, whilst 20% want the rising cost of goods and services to be addressed immediately. The stability of the local currency, the cedi, reducing government expenditure, the instability in the financial sector, and the budget deficit followed with 16%, 13%, 9%, and 2% respectively. As to whether the 2019 budget will leave citizens better off, the poll results reveal 22% saying yes, but 44% believe the budget will not leave them better off, while 36% are not sure.
All right, so the whole of this week we've been discussing various aspects of this survey, and my colleague Philip Namfuri joins me for details. Today we want to actually focus on familiarity. And so, Philip, from the survey, what was the general impression when it comes to the familiarity of the budget? Okay,
quick one. What's the overall GDP growth rate in the budget?
Is that budget supposed to be a quiz? I think 7.6%.
Very good, 7.6%. So in the survey, 28% of the respondents, and it's 188 respondents, and they gave themselves 3 stars as in their familiarity with the budget. 25% gave themselves 4 stars. So you realize that less than a low number of people are familiar with the budget in terms of overall or absolute numbers. But when it comes to those who are not familiar, you realize that it's 15% of the respondents are not familiar with the details in the budget.
What are some of the reasons they gave for?
Well, I would boil it down to understanding of the technical jargons in the budget. But there's a citizens budget which is available on the Ministry of Finance website for download. They are required to put it there. The 2017-2018 budget had this. So you can go on there and it breaks down the budget into simple language for everyone to understand. There's a debate that should we start putting the budget into local languages. Maybe that should be explored.
That's another debate altogether.
At a policy level. But with regards to familiarity of the specific details, 28% of the 188 respondents said gave themselves 3 stars. So that's on a scale of 1 to 5.
Quickly before we go, the general impression of the budget, what's the respondents, what have they been saying?
Okay, basically they said the budget will not solve the fundamental questions facing the Ghanaian economy, and this is always a debate.
Yeah.
Intent on paper should be translated into action on the ground.
All right. Thank you so much, Philip. We don't have enough time, but we'll end it here for business this morning. But at 12:30, I'll come back for more business news. My name is Sandra Isanamapenu.